get fresh. Had to get fresh. Had to get fresh. Had to get fresh. See, I don't do nothing to impress you. Nah, wanna smile at you, let me bless you. Jumped in the throwback, got fresh. That drip like.
Hey, another special interview we got going right now. The Wadeonit podcast. Once again, it's your boy Jay Wade. And we here live talking to my boy Emmanuel Holloway.
Sure.
How you doing, man? How you living?
I'm living good, man. I'm just chilling, man. Like y'all was saying before we got on air, man, blessed to be alive and well in the pandemic, man. It's a lot going on, you know what I'm saying? So it's a blessing.
How are you moving through this pandemic?
It is what it is, man. I try to stay humble, but it's been a blessing, you know what I'm saying? I've been staying out of the way. You know, I've been doing virtual meetings. I've been focused on what God got for me.
Right.
And trying to back up out of society. You can hear it in the song, like, because of some situations. So in this pandemic, it was just like, it is what it is, man. Why is why?
Absolutely. So let's give a little backstory. Let's take it back to the beginning, the upbringings of young E. Holloway.
Yeah.
Where you from? What was your passion growing up?
Oh yeah, I had a few passions, but I'm from Cartersville, Georgia, and the first thing that touched my hand was the basketball.
Okay.
So basketball is a heavy foundation for me, man. So I grew up. My dad told me, and shout out the fathers who take responsibility. You know what I'm saying? I want to definitely speak to that. You know what I'm saying? My dad took the responsibility and was like, "Look, young bull, if you wanna play basketball, get up early in the morning before school and shoot the rock." So as a young bull, that's what I did. Like, and the rest was history. I followed it. That's what I want to do. I saw Michael Jordan jump for the free throw line, and I was like, I didn't know being bald was gonna come with it, but
hold on, I saw you had hair, bro. It's gone?
Yeah, back when you knew me, I had first time I met you, I might have had an S curl and some braids. It didn't drip. It wasn't a Jerry curl, but I forget what her name was. Michaela. She used to braid my hair back in.
Oh,
yeah. You remember Michaela?
I remember Michaela. Icy hot.
What was the
Yeah.
Never mind. Let's not get into that. We can't talk about that.
Let's share.
So I hear that you a basketball legend up there in Cartersville.
Yeah, I mean, I'm humble with that. Growing up, there was one person that came out of Italy Wilkins, who's a professional basketball player, and that's all we had. And then I was fortunate enough to play basketball professionally. So for about a good decade, I was the only professional basketball player in this area. So I felt it my obligation to give back. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when I was hooping, I would come train at the high schools, and it was a give and take. You know what I'm saying? They allowed me to use the gym, and I would train their players, let them work out with me. So there's it was a heavy influence that grew organically. It wasn't forced or nothing like that. So it was a blessing. So legend, I'm gonna let the streets and the courts say that. But I'm definitely blessed for the opportunity to put that ball in that basket, man.
They don't know.
Wait, hold on. You used to hoop too, though.
Nah, I wasn't no legend. I'm from Albany. It was plenty of hoop stars that came out of that.
Yeah, y'all did.
Hoop stars came out of Albany.
That's for sure.
No legend. I did a little couple things on. You remember A-Train, Allen Bridges.
Oh yeah, A-Train. I still be seeing him on the ground, man. He look like he doing good.
Oh, yeah, that man doing good. He doing good. So how did you? I know you went to Mercer. Then you went to Illinois State, right?
Yeah.
Then you went overseas. So how did you translate from basketball to get into music? How did that happen?
Well, that was an interesting transition because when I was overseas, like the first time I heard Tupac growing up, go back. First time I heard Tupac growing up, I was on the bus in 3rd grade. And I was like, yo, like this is the move, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so I heard his poetry, I heard the content and the conviction early on. I didn't know that's what it was. So when I would hoop and be overseas, they speak a different language and I didn't relate to them. So the only way I could really get out the way I express how I felt after a tough loss or some bullshit going on with the coaches and the teammates, like I would write about it. I'd get a beat and I would just write about it. So I was doing that every day I would do it. Didn't have plans to, do music, but I would every now and then stumble across the studio, grab me a bottle and I would go in there. But it wasn't like that was like the thing because I was so focused on basketball. So the pen was always there. It's just the passion and the purpose found its way when I transitioned from being professional. And when you transition and you lose the love of your life, at least I thought I did at that time. Like, if you ever been through a breakup when you really love somebody, it's like, the fuck, you know what I'm saying? It's like, how am I gonna cope with this? You got questions, you need closure. So I'm trying to be a financial planner, work in the corporate world where I really don't fit in. You know what I'm saying? I really don't fit in, and it's like, they expect me to be something that I'm not, and it's like putting me in a box, and it was like suffocating.
Wow.
And then I found myself like, got heavy on the bottle. I got heavy on the bottle because of some things that was going on in my life. Got a couple DUIs, sitting in that cell, and I was just like, yo, what am I gonna do now? Like, this is not the move. You know what I'm saying? Like, my ego got me here, and how I'm gonna get out. So I asked God, and then one time going down the interstate trying to get to the office, I put a beat on. I hadn't done nothing rap because all I had to do when I was in that. I was so intimidated. I'm gonna be honest. I was so intimidated by all these guys who were making millions of dollars and doing business deals, and I never communicate with people. So I was so intimidated that I didn't even rap. I just read books like all the time. Like I read books, didn't listen to music. I just read books. I'm like, yo, you're not going to be beating me on this basketball court. Like, you're not going to be beating me in this office. So I hadn't really listened to music. And one day I was just sitting in traffic. All this frustration was on me. And I put an instrumental on. I just started freestyling. It was so, like, it brought a tear to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had so much pressure on me. And I was like, you know what? I'm about to go in the studio. And I had did a freestyle on Instagram. And I had posted it. And if you go back and you look at it, like even when I look at it today, I had so much frustration that I'm seeing. And then it was after that, I had called up a guy from Cartersville who had been doing it. And I'm like, yo, I'm coming to the studio and I'm about to lay something down. I don't know what I'm about to do, but it's in me. I got to get it out. Like, I got to get it out. And it was just therapeutic at the time. Right. It was just therapeutic. And I heard a song today. I let Shorty hear it. And I'm like, the quality of music wasn't there, but the message in the bars and you know what I'm saying? Right. I needed to be polished. And I didn't know at the time, right. But I was like, yo, I'm just gonna stick this thing out because it's just like practicing your jump shot. Let me keep doing it. So that's how it happened.
Okay. So with that transition, was there a mentor or somebody that kind of like guided you along this path, going down this musical lane? Something that you didn't envision yourself doing, but it kind of just came into your life. So was somebody there that kind of like guided you, took your hand, per se?
Nah, man. It's like this for me. I researched. The people that I would go around, like I just literally got on YouTube. And I did all the research I needed to do. I'm talking about, like, I could rap, but I never really recorded music. So I just got on YouTube and I would just ask a question. And like YouTube videos would pop up. Shout out to Google and YouTube. And I would just read and I would just study 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 and I would just study. And then, and I just went with it like that. And then I just would trial and error. I wasn't scared to fail. I'll put my music out and people weren't rocking with it. I'll be like, well, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. And so when you say a mentor, it's like, I have a lot of influences, a lot of people that I respect, and I shout them out. One guy named Jack Rip, my homeboy LaDon, he's on one of my songs. Y'all heard Guided Me. There's a guy named Fever on there. He hooped at Kennesaw State. And so these are the people that was in my circle, and we just kind of like just threw ideas back and forth with each other and was like, yo, we're going to run with this. No different than basketball. You know what I'm saying? So
then go pick and roll.
Pick and roll, baby. Pick and roll, give and go. Leave a hole.
So you said that Tupac was an early inspiration for you, and then you just mentioned a few of the guys that were in your circle. Who who is you know, somebody that's notable amongst the masses that you could say influenced you in your music for today? Like, is there a specific artist that you would say inspires you? Or is there a genre of music that you then go to then be inspired?
Yeah, for sure. Like, I got to give a shout out to TIP. Like growing up, TIP. Yeah, man. You don't know me. I remember, what was it when we was in school? It might have been. Nah, it wasn't. You don't know me. It was
ASAP. It was Urban Legend came out when we was
Urban Legend came out. Yeah, there wasn't a T.I. song. And what I had liked about T.I., like, I was with him, I was following him since I'm Serious. Well, in the streets, like T.I., like, his ability to tell a story was just impeccable, but to have the swag behind it, you know, and the intellect behind it was like, I gravitated to that. And then the 50 Cent, like, his business mind and his ability to bully his way into the industry with his energy and his aggression. I like Lloyd Banks too, because what I had liked about Lloyd Banks was his punchlines. I'm like, dang, he got good punchlines, metaphors that were creative. Oh, okay. And then I just went on and I just started and then J. Cole, when I was in school, when I was in college, J. Cole, I'm like, okay, J. Cole got his own style. He's not trying to be like nobody else. Mm-hmm. I like that. And it just kept going from there. And then genres, I would say hip hop, I would say rap, I would say R&B. I really like R&B, and I would say gospel. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are songs that hit your soul. Yeah. And I got to give a shout out to Jeezy. I really liked Jeezy growing up too, because I liked his hooks. He would come up with a nice little saying. I'm a fan of hooks, like something that has a concept in the hook. Like, it has to have a concept in the hook to where you like, yo, like, I can apply that to my life. Like, you could be literally having a conversation with somebody and the hook come out just in mid-conversation, you know what I'm saying? Wow. And so, do what?
Nah, I was just saying, I was agreeing with you in regards to your sentiments in regards to Jeezy's hooks. And one in particular that sticks out to me is Soul Survivor, or, Trap or Die, Air Force Ones. Hooks, they actually tell a story, and they connect with people because those people have experienced those walks of life that he's banging his story. So for me, it sounds like you would be the type that's a lyrical artist that's then trying to depict a story and be as vivid as you can with your artistry. So, I mean, that's again, like the sentiments that was echoed at the 93 Source Awards when Dre said, hey, the South got something to say.
To say, yeah.
Meaning basically like, hey, we got poets, we have artists, we have industry individuals out here that can go with the best of them, no matter what pocket, what region you actually represent, what pockets you then reside in. At the end of the day, the South is something to be, heard and not slept on. So I respect individuals like yourself for jumping out here in this industry, in this audience, in this climate to, share art with the world because, bruh, it's needed.
Absolutely. Sure, I appreciate that. Shout out Outkast too, man. The art of storytelling, man. I read, there's actually a book, Mastering the Art of Storytelling, that I read because I wanted to master that. So I read that book, and as soon as I read it, I thought about Outkast, and I'm like, yo, he's like that. And I watched that video so many times of him going to the source words, like the West Coast and the East Coast, they're beefing.
They were like, bro, y'all don't even know they got a giant in the South. Y'all about to wake up.
But look at it, and look how prophetic what he did is, because now if you want to do anything with hip hop, you got to come to the A.
Yeah. Aside from cutting a check, that's it. You still got to go to New York for that, but you coming to the A to get your record broke, no matter what. You know where you're going? You're going to Magic City and you're going to Blue Flame.
That's exactly where you're going. If they can't throw money on them, and they bounce that booty and titties,
they don't want to hear it. And your shit for the flop. I already know what it costs to break a record. You talking about $250K. So you sucker you? It is
what it is.
So let's get to it, man. Your first EP, your first album, man. What's the title of it? What can we expect to hear from this, man? What you got cooking for us?
Yeah, so Buckets of Bench, the resume, man. It's just no different than that. Like, Buckets is bringing value to your team, your squad, your community, your family, your relationship. And if you're not getting a bucket, you got to go sit on the bench. So you might as well just play with a sense of urgency, like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to the cup. Like, I'm going that way. And if I got to sit on the bench, cool, at least you know what you're going to get. Every time you put me in the game, you ain't getting nothing else. So
Right.
And I was like, that's the only way. That's the only approach and the mindset I have. So on this album, I'm like, it's the resume. Y'all don't know what to expect. You may have heard some singles up to this point, but I'm about to put in my resume so you'll know I'm about to get this job. Like, you guys are gonna know, like, yeah. And so what you can expect is a real story, like with concepts that come from a very vulnerable space. And I want to encourage that ability to be vulnerable. I want to encourage that I'm not trying to be something like we preach about being real and whatnot. Real is relative depending on who you're speaking to. Wow. So only thing I could do is tell my story and hope that people are inspired and educated and informed about and can relate to it and take some concepts and be like, you know what, I can apply this to my life and in a very entertaining way.
Okay. So you want the listeners to take all that from hearing this art you got coming out, man.
Yeah, man.
Take it and do whatever. Artist is just somebody who is a gateway for God. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see something, you look at a picture of Mona Lisa, you like, what the hell is this nigga thinking? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all you do. You take something that's natural, and you paint a picture so people can look at it and have their own interpretations of it.
That's it. That's all art is. That's all it is. Art is meant to be interpreted by, the viewer, the patron, and then at that point in time, they are to celebrate or criticize.
Exactly.
That's what it is. So I will say this though, man. I love the analogy with, the title. Hey, but I'm gonna need you to make a song called Ron Artest.
Ron Artest. Give me the concept and I'll put it out there. Why Ron Artest?
You saw that goddamn brawl in the goddamn garden too? You saw it? Ron Artest. Yeah. They don't be playing with Emmanuel Holloway. Don't let it play with you, boy.
Yeah, all right, then. Say no more. Ron Artest was sitting on that bench just chilling, minding his business. Somebody hit him with a cup.
I got this track called Ron Artest. I'm dedicating it to Patron 4.
Big facts.
Man.
Wait on the podcast.
Big facts.
Man, wait on it. Just wait on it. It's going to be out.
That's it, man. So, man, I really want you to talk. I just want you to express how much you went through. I mean, this is your first. How does it feel to, like, get this project out here, man? You've been through a lot. You pretty much opened up yourself to this interview and pretty much told what was going on with you. So how does it feel to finally have the project completed and get it out there, man, to the mass so they can hear what happened, hear your story?
Mm-hmm. Man, it's a huge relief, man. I didn't even know I had that much pressure on me because I'm used to pressure. And I worked. 2020 was pretty much the whole pandemic was me being in the studio, and I recorded so many songs and I had to handpick certain ones. It got to the point where I'm like, I gotta drop another project in February. So what happened was when I had to go through my distributor to get it out, like one of the songs didn't work, and I was kind of stressed a little bit. So I'm like, yo, like I hadn't felt that stress about the project, and it told me at the time to lean into that feeling and be like, yo, that must mean it means this much to me, because I started realizing what I felt was at stake. And it's just the idea that you have in your mind when you put pressure on yourself. That's just the ideology that you have. And so when it got taken care of and I had this huge relief, I'm like, yo, like I actually was able to do this. Like, it was a dream, it was just a vision. And that's another thing I want people to do, like take away from it. It's like, yo, after this, I want you to have your idea and put it down on a piece of paper and go out there and live it. Because when I first wrote my business plan, I was sitting in jail, like for the 6 days for my alcohol. Like I was sitting there and I just went and got a piece of paper and pen, and I wrote it down. I'm like, I'm gonna do this. And I want people to do the same thing. It don't matter where you at, whether you're working at a doctor's office or if you in high school. So to do it is like, it's a huge relief, man. I'm excited to get the feedback from people, man.
Well, I don't know if it's the hen I'm drinking, but I'm about to share the tip, boy.
Do what?
It might be the hen I'm drinking, but but tip ducts are teared up.
Nah, hey, you hit it on the head though when you stated and you said, you had that period of revelation, and you say, you know what, this is passionate to me, so let me not, let it go to the wayside. Let me act upon it.
Right.
Yeah.
Oftentimes people get discouraged because they get this vision of how this path to their quote unquote success then looks like, and it doesn't equate to the hurdles, the barriers, the challenges you face. And in those they really try to knock you off of your point of just focus.
Yeah.
You can't be distracted. You can't be deterred. One thing my mom always told us growing up is a delay is not a denial.
That's real.
And in that, you recognize that, you know what, your delay is only making you stronger for the actual result that you were then trying to go for. So kudos to you, bro. Keep doing your thing. Release them albums, release some tracks, bro. I want to do another track called Bean, doing a tribute to Kobe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. Just go ahead and call it Bean. You know, I can stream. I see you hooks. I got you, bro. We good.
You got me. Can you get busy? Can you get busy in the studio?
I can do a little bit, man. I'm a DJ by a little bit, you know.
But in college, when I went to Georgia Summer, boy, that boy was spitting on what it was, DOA.
Listen.
Hey, that boy got some.
I'm not a rapper.
Spit that freestyle real quick.
I'm not a rapper, but I do got bars.
Okay.
A couple too, and I spit them right now.
Man, for real, y'all, we could go to the studio, man. Y'all see how I put it down, and if y'all want to do a skit or y'all want to jump on the track, I'm open to it.
It's perfect. I got rappers surrounded me. I got a rapper next to me right now. You can't even see him on camera. Named Black Dove.
Black Gold? Black Gold?
Black Dove.
Oh, Black Dove?
Black Dove.
That's a pigeon, man.
That's a pigeon.
That's a pigeon.
Yeah, that is. Both of them fly. Both of them fly.
But hey, but nah, real quick though, man. Tell them tell them the name of the EP album.
Where they can find it.
Where they
can
can find
follow
it.
you
What
at.
date? Where they can follow you at. All that good stuff.
Go on, let them know the merchandise at.
All right, Buckets of Bench, the resume. You can find it on all platforms. December 3rd. You can find me on Instagram, Cookaman E. Man, Cookaman is a term of endearment for somebody who can flat out get it. Like that's just what it is. If you out there cooking, you a Cookaman. Man or female, like
Yeah,
you a
bitch.
Cookaman.
Let's go.
Yeah. So you can find me on Instagram, Cookaman E. Yeah. And so December 3rd, pre-sales, pre-orders on Black Friday, this Friday. Check me out. I want to hear your feedback, man.
Hey,
definitely want to hear your feedback.
And get what though? You got that stamp from the Wade on the podcast, because we already know we're gonna pump that thing and put you on the map as far as we can, because we don't got that much. But we're gonna reach as far as we can reach. You know what I'm saying? And get it out there for you, because you know we support you all the way, my brother.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate it. Vice versa, man. Anything I can do to help y'all, man. Help y'all grow, man.
Yes, sir.
I'm willing and able.
Hey, man. We got a link, man.
To the moon.
We got a link.
Where you at? You in Atlanta?
You know, all right, I'm in Atlanta. And I ain't too far away from you either.
Bro, it's been too long, man. Hey, remember when all white tee yelping my white tee would come on?
Hey.
Y'all don't even know.
Hey,
y'all don't even know.
Hey, I don't want to get into them stories. But hey, we got plenty of stories, bro. We got plenty of stories back from the Mac time, man.
Yeah, man.
Man, shout out to Mac. They used to be busting. I used to go grab a 211, and it was nothing. Being that thing slump.
Club money.
Straight oil.
Club money.
Slizzy.
Club money. Shout out Jeezy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But man,
yes, sir,
appreciate you joining us, bro. Appreciate
Man,
taking out
appreciate
the time for this interview, man. December 3rd, man. Get the album.
Gang, gang.
Listen to it, stream it. We got you, bro.
Appreciate
you
y'all.
with us, man.
All platforms. Emmanuel Holloway. Hey, my dog.
Salute, my brother.
Man.
Appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir.